tag team match in the history of professional wrestling. The Rock and Roman Reigns will end your story tragically. We accept!
Let me holler at you for a minute.
At WrestleMania, brother versus
This is surreal.
brother.
Could be historic. I'm gonna knock the heat out your ass.
Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso. These two brothers are gonna go face to face.
Want me? Big bro. Got you.
The man is coming around to WrestleMania to fight you.
At WrestleMania, the man Becky Lynch.
I have been the backbone of this company. The man can do it all.
The unstoppable Rhea Ripley.
This is my division. Mommy is always on top.
The fight comes to Philly.
Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship.
Behind every great man,
Then, now,
Acknowledge me.
the king of kings. You can't see me forever. Together.
This is the city of brotherly love, a town rich in wrestling tradition, and tonight, for the first time in a quarter of a century, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania will host the greatest spectacle in entertainment, WrestleMania. And this is the home of the NFL's Eagles, and this weekend to WrestleMania, the Lincoln Financial Field, where tonight we welcome you to Countdown to WrestleMania, presented by Cricket. You're looking live at the Link, just off the Delaware Expressway, a loud, raucous Philly crowd partying all day, filing in for WrestleMania Saturday, including the final boss. The Rock is here, part of the biggest tag team match in the history of WrestleMania. He teams with his cousin, the undisputed champion, the tribal chief, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, to take on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and his partner tonight, the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. Also here, the woman who's experienced one of the most dominant years in WWE history. Tonight, Rhea Ripley hopes to extend her reign as women's champion, but she takes on the man, Becky Lynch, who stands in her way, looking for her 7th world title. Welcome to 40 years of WrestleMania.
Every city live by code. Only difference is when you crack that Philly code, you put the whole world on notice. Tonight, we got some mess around and find out type of guys. Who wanna go to war? Straight up code breakers. So if you come for the bloodline,
Acknowledge us.
you best not miss. Yeah, it ain't no one on board with us. We've been showing out for 40 years. It's a big boy sneak in. And we got forever to go.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the biggest WrestleMania of all time.
We're gonna take it to a whole new level.
And it's about to be legendary.
the future of the industry's on the line.
Welcome to WrestleMania!
Big boy, brand new AP on my wrist, no, that's a big boy brick. 100 rounds from out that chopper again.
So here we stand.
watching around the world.
Posted up in the trench, I got that chop right by the store with us. I get to locking in like I went broke when I need more millions. More money, more killers, just made me more vicious. Philly, WrestleMania, let's get it. Big boy, bring new AP on my wrist, no, that's a big boy. 100 rounds from out that chopper, this a big boy stick.
The biggest tag team match in the history of the WWE.
Things are about to be broken.
Who I go to war? Show way too much love to all these, I can't even show no more. Put the on 17 PJ, they ain't show no more. Send a blitz, them killers come with that switch so they can't blow no more. Blood, yeah, big boy stick, yeah.
And now, Cricket presents Countdown to WrestleMania 40.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at Lincoln Financial Field getting set for WrestleMania Saturday. And it is my pleasure for the 23rd time in my career to say welcome to WrestleMania. I'm Michael Cole, joined, of course, by my buddy from the Pat McAfee Show on ESPN. Pat McAfee, welcome.
It is an honor to be here in chilly Philly, but nothing's cooler than transition lenses on Michael Cole in a satin tux on a Saturday. WrestleMania 40 is starting in a matter of moments.
And unless you're talking about the former WWE champion, Big E, who's joining us tonight.
Ah, you're too kind, you're too kind. Look, I thought I was doing a little something when I put my tuxedo on. Thank you, styled by King Troy. But I gotta give a shout out to the fashion god, Michael Cole, looking real dapper today.
Atta baby Cole.
Also here tonight, the world champion, my friend, of course, the Second City Saint, CM Punk.
It's so good to be here, and I just thought of this off the top of my head. You can't have Philadelphia in Philly. You can't have WrestleMania. Nailed it. I started drinking.
Good start.
You can't have WrestleMania in Philadelphia without Phil. We're at the Pepsi Plaza, and check this out. Look at this. Phil E. How about that?
I like what you did there.
That's called sticking the landing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a professional.
As Pat said, it is Philly. It is chilly in Philly here tonight. It's 54 degrees. We got a north wind at about 14 miles per hour. Guys, is this going to be a factor tonight?
Well, it's obviously already a factor for me because I must be suffering from brain freeze. I'm stuttering up here. I don't know what's going on. We're live, pal. Yes, it is 100% going to be a factor. You talk about athletes coming out of retirement. You talk about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with this long layoff in between matches. Oh, that's your boss! It's a different story when you get in the ring and it's windy and it's cold. That's all I'm saying.
Big E, is this the biggest tag team match in WrestleMania history?
Yeah, I mean, it is. Look, it's The Rock. It's hard to not say this is the biggest tag team match of all time. Obviously, we were there in Vegas for that build. This run since then has been amazing. It's been captivating. I'm locked in.
Pat? They're not respecting your final boss.
Yes, he's your final boss too, pal. And yours, and yours. And I think everybody here should just be pumped that we get a chance tonight to acknowledge the greatest of all time and his cousin, the final boss. But with all that being said, I shanked about 6 punts in this stadium because of how windy it was. If this wind is to continue this evening, I do think that kind of alters a lot of people's plans because The Rock said he's been on an 8-week training camp, a fight camp. You can't factor in Hawaii or in LA or in Florida, the chili, the wind, the WWE Universe hoping like hell that the American Nightmare in Seth freaking Rollins topple the bloodline. So yeah, it's WrestleMania, it's magical.
Let's take a look at the greatest tag team match in WrestleMania history.
Whether you like it or you don't like it, it doesn't matter what you think. This is the most powerful family in professional wrestling. The Rock, the Universal Champion, Roman Reigns, in the biggest main event in the history of WrestleMania, bound by blood.
Hold on.
Hold on. This right here is bullshit.
You're out here dictating WrestleMania 40. It is not your right to determine the main event. It is mine. I won the Royal Rumble. At WrestleMania 40,
I choose you, Roman Reigns.
This is a done deal. You're irrelevant, just like your dad.
if your grandfather was here, his grandfather was here, they'd be ashamed of you.
Cody, he's not fit for these shoes. He's lucky to be here. We can't have you trying to take me off the top because I'm #1 forever. I'm the only guy that didn't have to go to Hollywood. Hollywood came to me. Roman Reigns, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief. This is family. The Rock is a member of the bloodline. Acknowledge us.
Cody, you do not have to fight this battle alone. There are some things bigger than us, and taking down the bloodline is the biggest thing that we can do. Together, we are gonna burn it down! You think this is all here because of you, right? Put your money where your mouth is.
If you beat us, then on night 2, your championship match, Cody Rhodes, will be free of the bloodline. When you don't win, it's bloodline rules. Anything goes.
Will you shut the hell up? The future of the industry's on the line. We accept.
The Rock will do everything in his power to make sure that you don't win.
Rock, how can you be so sure of yourself? April 6th, the bell is gonna ring. Are you gonna have all that big Dwayne energy, or is it just gonna be LDS? Little Dick Syndrome.
Peace. Feel the pressure release. Still no relief. That's the nature of the beast. So we flipping the mode. We bigger than issues of old.
This is our mountain. We run this business.
Into a fork in the road.
It's time.
That be the path of the greats.
We cut the head off the snake.
I can feel the winds of change, yeah, yeah. Blow it on the flames, yeah.
You think you're tough? You think you could go 2-on-2 with the greatest pairing in the history of sports and entertainment?
Cause I ain't never scared to fail. For me, it's harder not to try.
What will April 7th look like? I can't do it alone.
This is evolve or die.
Defeating the final boss, defeating the tribal chief at WrestleMania.
This one right here, this one is for y'all.
The biggest tag team match in the history of WrestleMania. No. Sing along with The Rock is over. Cody, The Rock doesn't want to talk to you right now, but The Rock wants to talk to one person, and that's your mama, Mama Rhodes. You want your son to hand you that Universal Championship, but that ain't gonna happen. You are gonna get a belt, but you're gonna get The Rock's belt, full of your son's blood. This is what happens when you with the final boss. Cody, Seth, The Rock, and Roman Reigns will end your story tragically. If you smell what the bloodline is cooking.
Ahead of the biggest WrestleMania ever, we have reporters everywhere at the link, including our own Jackie Redmond.
Cole, thank you so much. It is a massive weekend for the Bloodline, maybe their busiest WrestleMania to date. But let me tell you, they are riding high off the emotional Hall of Fame induction of the wise man, Paul Heyman. Last night, a celebration, of course, but today it is all about Uso versus Uso, Jimmy versus Jay, no Yeet versus Yeets. And of course, the main event, Roman Reigns and The Rock teaming up to take on Cody and Seth. Bloodline rules on the line for Sunday. I'd say it's back to business for the Bloodline today, but as we heard The Rock tell Cody Rhodes at the Hall of Fame ceremony, this ain't business. This is personal. Byron?
Thanks so much, Jackie. As you can see, I'm standing right by the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes official bus number 1. It is freezing out here, but we know Cody has a lot on his plate, teaming up with Seth freaking Rollins tonight to take on Roman Reigns and The Rock. Now, I spoke to Cody for about 30 seconds. He was highly focused, as you would expect, but he did say this: tonight is the most important match of his career, because if Cody and Seth don't win, then Cody has to contend with Bloodline rules tomorrow night. So Cody Rhodes, ultra focused, heading into tonight's match at WrestleMania. Kayla, I'm gonna send things over to you.
Thanks, Byron. I'm standing outside the locker room of Seth freaking Rollins, who has big plans for the biggest WrestleMania of all time. He's set for 2 massive matches, of course, the tag team match happening tonight that he's currently preparing for. But some would wonder why he would take on such a massive challenge just 24 hours before he defends his World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre. But hopefully, pulling double duty works out for Seth Rollins. But one could assume that this much meaner, this much darker, this much more focused version of Drew McIntyre has every intention of paying close attention on using whatever happens in Seth's match tonight against him tomorrow. But as the self-proclaimed architect says, he always has a plan. Cole, back to you.
Well, let's show you what's coming your way for WrestleMania Saturday. Of course, the biggest tag team match in WrestleMania history, The Rock and Roman Reigns to take on Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Also, brother versus brother. It is Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso tonight at WrestleMania. Gunther, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time, will take on Sami Zayn on WrestleMania Saturday. And how about Damage Control in a 6-woman tag team matchup against Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill in her WrestleMania debut tonight. Rey Mysterio now teams with Andrade to take on Santos Escobar and his son, Dirty Dom, tonight. A 6-pack ladder match to determine the WWE Tag Team titles. The Raw and SmackDown titles hanging above the ring match continues until both set of titles are retrieved. And Rhea Ripley defends the Women's World Championship against this woman, the man, Becky Lynch.
I'm the best I've ever been.
I didn't make history by dodging anybody. I made it by beating everybody. Is that when people believe in me, I'm good. But when people doubt me, I am great. So if it has to be me against the whole world,
well, the whole world doesn't stand a chance.
Mommy and the man will collide. It will be the fight of our lives. I have made a legendary career out of knocking Golden Girls off their top spot. So Mommy is gonna learn what it's like to be a bottom. Because that's what happens when the man comes around.
A little over an hour and 40 minutes away from WrestleMania Saturday here at the Link in Philadelphia. Guys, let's break this down. I want to start with you, Punk. Becky Lynch, what chance does she have tonight against one of the most dominant women champions we've ever seen?
Listen, I'm not going to say that Becky's washed or anything like that, but we haven't seen anyone like Rhea Ripley in the WWE in a long time. She's like a mix between Luna Vachon and Kurt Angle. She can do it all, and she looks good doing it. If I'm Becky, I know she draws from that. She likes being the underdog. She just might be a little bit too under for this one.
Big E?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think when you think about this match, it's about physicality. And it's a matter of Becky's experience, but Rhea has that experience as well. She was in the Mae Young Classic at, what, 21, 22? She's really growing into this role right now. I think it's her time. I think she's gonna roll tonight. I really do.
When the man comes around to Philadelphia, she's obviously going to bring a fight. I mean, that is what she has done. She's scrappy. She's tough. She worked her way all the way to the top, but now, you know, she's got a lady who's been saying she's always on top in Mommy. And what Rhea Ripley said about you yesterday is the same thing she says about everybody. She and the rest of Judgment Day think they're double the human of everybody else.
I want everybody to give their pick real quick. Who wins, Pat?
Because Rhea Ripley dunked on you and said that Dom is dumb. All right, I have no backbone. I'll take Rhea Ripley. I'll take Mommy.
It's Rhea.
Yeah, I'm going to ask the fans, who's winning? It's Mommy.
Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship here tonight at WrestleMania Saturday. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he is the Chief Content Officer of WWE. Many believe the man truly responsible for this resurgence of professional wrestling over the past year, Paul Triple H Levesque. Last week, he sat down for an exclusive no-holds-barred interview. We'll hear that coming up next. Philadelphia, the host of WrestleMania weekend. Let's have a time, will ya?
Separate strong from the weak. I'm a beast, I'm a feast every day of the week, and I do not know defeat. Please, you know that I'm good like no other. You know that I'm built to go further. I'm a whole nother beast, I'm built.
Tonight only, save 25% off site-wide.
We are sold out at the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for WrestleMania Saturday. And of course, this is WrestleMania 40 as we celebrate this weekend. Presented by Snickers. Snickers satisfies. And by 2K24, the highest rated WWE 2K game of all time. Relive 40 years of WrestleMania. Play all new match types and career mode experiences with an iconic roster of over 200 superstars and legends available now worldwide. Now, as promised, the exclusive sit-down interview with Paul Triple H Levesque.
He's a man known by many names. The Cerebral Assassin, The Game, the King of Kings. He's a husband, father, and now Chief Content Officer of WWE. Earlier this week, we had the chance to sit down with Paul Triple H Levesque at the new WWE Global Headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut.
Paul Triple H Levesque, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's a very busy time of the year for you, but thanks for taking the time.
It's a busy time of the year for everybody, so Thank you for taking the time too. I'm sure they've got you running around crazy as well.
Of course. So I'm going to start with a really tough one for you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. There's no greater time than going into WrestleMania, and this year, certainly it's in many ways, and we keep saying it, the biggest WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 40, so it's great.
It's historic. This is the first WrestleMania under the TKO banner.
Yeah.
What's that like for you?
TKO sort of coming in allowed us to think outside the box. It's allowed us to look at it with fresh eyes. And I think you'll see that going forward, because that won't just be this year, it'll be every year. I think there's a freedom to that. It's liberating, and I think for everybody here, it's different and it's fun.
6 weeks ago, the WrestleMania main event looked a lot different. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride, but here we are, WrestleMania Saturday. Take us through how you adapt and evolved as things changed.
So this ride started in a different place. Started with The Rock wanting to come back for WrestleMania. And the one thing about Rock is learning this business his whole life and being a part of it in his DNA is that he, like us, listens to what's happening, listens to fans, hears their reactions. When stories are the best is when they blend reality and fiction. I think we've been able to blur those lines, and I also think we've been able to keep our ear to the ground and follow the path that has been the most intriguing to our fans, where here we are, you know, a week out of WrestleMania, and I think it's everything that it should be.
You talk about The Rock, and you and The Rock have sort of a complicated history. How would you describe your relationship and the dynamic between you and The Rock right now, seeing as you both have executive level responsibilities?
It's funny, in our careers, they've in some way gone wildly different and in some ways paralleled. I don't know, in some way it's just so poetic to me in a way that we're both in this spot going into WrestleMania 40. Like if you would have looked back at Rocky Maivia and Hunter Hearst Helmsley back then and said, hey, you know, flash forward however many years, you couldn't even comprehend that, you know? He's the biggest star in some manner in the world, but yet I still see the same guy. We're still approaching it from that same passion point of who we are, just wanting it to be great. So it's fun.
You have more experience in a WrestleMania ring than anyone in WWE history. Is there any part of you around this time of year where you miss being out there and performing?
I don't miss the physical. You know what's interesting is in your career, it's very sort of self-centered, and it's what, you know, can I deliver? Can I this? Can I that? Right? Like it's internal. I think in this, it's a bit more now. It's a bit more external. Certainly more collaborative. It's massive teams, and you're sort of all working together. So that's really what's fun about it, is being able to collaborate with all these amazing people. They have a building full of them and a talent roster and a locker room full of them. I don't know, in some way it's actually, this part is almost actually more rewarding to me than my actual career was. All of that is exciting and it's fun to people, and they're running with it and they have responsibility. They're held accountable to it, but we're an entertainment company. We keep that in mind as we're doing this. Like this shit's supposed to be fun, right? And if we're having fun making it, you're gonna have fun watching it. That's how I feel.
Coming up tomorrow, it's part 2 of our conversation.
CM Punk made his return to WWE. How did that all come about?
There was a lot of mixed emotions. I had a lot of very interesting private conversations.
You know, Pat and I hosted the Countdown show yesterday, and I mentioned during that show that I believe that this era of WWE should be called the Triple H era. Now, I do want to talk to you about this because you and Hunter have a long history together.
Yeah.
And I want to get your feeling and your opinion on that statement that this could be the Triple H era here in WWE.
Yeah, it's really interesting, right? This place, everyone asks me, how is it? Is it different from when you were here 10 years ago? And everything I see, it's shockingly different. Having a private conversation with Big E, and if you mind, I might give a little insight into that. You know, I often think now when I'm here and I'm backstage and I'm having fun and I'm having a ball. I almost dropped an F-bomb right there. And I'm having a ball right now with all you people, all you Philadelphia freaks. And I think to myself, man, did I waste time? Should I have come back sooner? Should I not have left?
Yes, yes.
No, but he looked right at me and he was like, no, brother, you had to leave. You were gonna, yeah.
It's not the same place. It really isn't the same place. I think what Hunter has done is really special. I think the product feels a lot more dynamic. Even seeing, I've never seen AJ cuss in my life. And seeing it roll around and drop an F-bomb because it feels real.
I've seen her swear all the time. What are you talking about?
Not your wife, not your wife. Styles.
Sorry, my bad.
Styles, yes.
My bad.
Yeah, there's a different level of intensity, a different level of buy-in from fans as well. This feels special.
Well, and you know, he's responsible for the man on the end being here as well, Pat McAfee.
Hey, man, lucky to be here, thankful to be here. The only thing that hasn't really changed is just like the passion of wrestling fans. And although I think everybody who genuinely loves this has been open about it, it has opened the doors for so many more people to come into this beautiful world right now. And it feels like professional wrestling's on top of the world, and Philadelphia is the epicenter of it right now.
He's a great coach, and he's assembled one hell of a team. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and we want to work for him, ladies and gentlemen.
Amen.
This is WrestleMania Saturday. Last year at WrestleMania, this man was the main event. Jey Uso teaming with his brother defending the tag team titles. Tonight, however, it is much, much different because he takes on that man, Jimmy Uso, accompanied by their little brother, Solo Sikoa. Tonight, it is an Usos civil war.
Yeet!
I am Jonathan Salofa Fatu. I am Jimmy Uso. I am Joshua Samuelu Fatu. I am Jey Uso. I am my brother's keeper. When a twin looks at their brother's face, they see their own. From day one, shared birthdays, football teams, proms, graduations, and ultimately for us, shared careers. From the shadows of a Hall of Fame father, Rikishi, and the great Hanawati family dynasty. We honored our Samoan heritage. From opening the show to the main event of WrestleMania, we lined them all up and knocked them all down. For over a decade, we locked up an entire division. Jimmy and Jey, the Uso! Heroes and heartbreak. A lifetime as a team. 2 lives lived as one. But at some point, a man's gotta be his own.
But Jey, you must have forgot. I'm the tribal chief. I'm the head of your table. You are nothing without me.
A man's gotta turn from his bloodline before his legacy overshadows his own worth.
Acknowledge me.
Feeling my strength, feeling my soul. I've been feeling my power and getting my own.
Deuces, ooses.
Main event Jey Uso is now in your city.
Just me.
I've been feeling low move energy. I got some low move tendencies. One man army, that's how it's gonna be. Better on my own is my identity. And you can push and shove. Nothing's gonna break you. Tougher than tough. Strict of a tiger. The sun. Strict of a lion. That is the bluff.
Jey Uso with a spear to Roman. Uso splash. He's gonna do it for the championship. The reign is over.
Uso,
What the hell?
you made your choice. And I made mine. Down since day one is dead. I choose to run with greatness. And I'll make sure you never achieve yours.
For the second time, Jimmy Uso has cost Jay a singles title.
Little brother, big bro, got you. I'm not to lose control.
Big brother Jimmy.
My biggest moment of my career, me versus you when I knocked the yeet out your ass.
At WrestleMania?
At WrestleMania, from the playground to the big time, I showed the world I'm more than a brother, more than a twin. I showed the world who I
am. I am Jonathan Salopa Fatu Jimmy Uso.
I am Joshua Samuelu Fatu J. Uso. I am not my brother's keeper.
Well, it is brother versus brother tonight, Jay versus Jimmy Uso. And Pat, you've got, what are we calling this?
I don't know. I believe it's a selfie cam. And the reason why you have it out now, because this match is also no yeet versus yeet. And when you start yeeting, the hands start going. Yeet, yeet.
Oh, look
at that crowd. Biggie, turn around. They're hailing you. No, they're yeeting all over you. That is what they're doing in Philly. Yeet, 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 yeet. They don't like Jimmy Uso. They don't like jealous Jimmy. They like what Jay has been able to do. Jay leaves the bloodline, goes to Raw, builds his own name, becomes one of the most over people in the entire business, with every arena bowing to him with the yeets and the yeets and the yeeting. But tonight's a big one for the bloodline.
Biggie, Jay Uso should be the undisputed champion today if it wasn't for his brother Jimmy.
Nah, man, he definitely should be. This one's special for me because I've known Jay essentially my entire career. I think back to FCW circa 2010, picking him up because he didn't have a car, making $500 a week in developmental. So to see his rise from that moment to see where he's at now, and you know, oftentimes people in this business tell you there's a ceiling for tag team wrestlers. This is as far as you can go. So to see him break out from that and to be a true main event superstar, I'm truly, truly proud of him, and this is his moment. He deserves this.
What if Jimmy knocks off Jay tonight, though?
He might. Listen, man, they've been fighting since they were zygotes, and this one's close to me because it's brother versus brother, and I'm reminded of the great Bret Hart versus the great Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10. This is family feud. I love to see it.
Well, let's check in now with one of our broadcast colleagues somewhere here in Philadelphia, our own Peter Rosenberg. Ooh.
Thank you guys very much. Yes, we're less than a mile away from the link at the legendary Chickies and Pete's with our friends from Wheatley American Vodka. And speaking of legends, we got my guy Braun Strowman with us today. Braun, huge tag match, Seth and Cody versus Roman and the final boss, The Rock. If you were the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling a little nervous going into it, but I'm confident. You know, it's Cody's got to finish this story. I believe everybody wants to see Cody finish the story and stuff like that, yeah.
Absolutely. It's a big day for the American Nightmare.
Absolutely. And, you know, and talking about the American Nightmare, it's kind of getting me a little bit thirsty and seeing all this sitting right in front of me. How about some American mules on me?
American mules from Wheatley American Vodka. Let's do it. You know what? Let's do it in honor of Cody. Cody, 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 Cody. I like Cody, 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 Cody.
How come we had to do the countdown show here? I'd rather be over there. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, Sami Zayn knows a little something about Braun Strowman and also something about the man he faces tonight. The longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time, Gunther. With more on this, let's check in with Jackie Redmond.
Cole, thank you so much. Sami, I have been covering this journey of yours to WrestleMania 40 from the very beginning. You said you would find a path, and now here it is. Tonight, you face Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. There have been highs on this journey, and there have certainly been lows. Where is your head at right now?
I think the interesting part of your question is really right now. You know, that's the thing. You asked me maybe an hour ago, it would have been different. You ask me an hour from now, it'll probably be different. It's been a really crazy day, and I think part of it is the reality is kind of setting in for what what's about to go down tonight. Look, you know, a lot of people wouldn't admit this on camera, you know, before a big fight, but I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. And I know some people might interpret that as a type of self-doubt, but that's not what this is. These are the kind of nerves, because I felt them before in my career, these are the kind of nerves that only come when you're ready to go to war, when you are ready to push through something you didn't even know you had in you, when you're ready to be tested physically in a way that nothing, all the thinking, all the planning in the world can't prepare you for. So right now, I would say I'm going to use that. I'm riding these nerves. I'm acknowledging these nerves because I'm about to go war and I'm ready to go to war.
Well, Sami, I know how much this match means to you. Weeks ago, you told me you wanted to prove to the WWE Universe that they were right about you. I know this is a monumental match. Good luck tonight, and thank you for this.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you.
Cole, back to you.
You know, Pat, we talked about this yesterday. We are in Philadelphia. This is Rocky IV, Sami and Gunther.
Yeah, the champion who's been there trying to find it once again. And Sami seemingly battle a little bit against some mental, you know, belief in himself, but he's found it. Is everything okay on that side of the table?
Yeah, what was that all about?
I didn't understand the reference.
Drago and Rocky?
Champion had it,
Rocky
lost it,
IV.
gets dragged back into it. Guy's dominant. That's what they're saying.
Training montages.
This is a movie?
Yes.
Yeah, well, it could be a movie for Sami Zayn.
Rocky.
You've heard of it, certainly. Yes.
The
You
one with
have
Eric,
never-
the one with Eric Stoltz.
You can't spell Philadelphia
Sure.
without Phil. But Phil,
Let's not do that again.
What do you know about Star Wars, Pat McAfee?
Let's talk about Gunther.
That's a classic.
666 days today as champion.
Tremendous.
Yes.
Absolutely tremendous. One of my favorite guys to watch right now. We talked earlier about Rhea and Becky and how I feel like that might be a little bit of a mismatch. Becky's tough, don't get me wrong. But I look at this and I'm thinking, man, how do you bet against Gunther?
I know. Look, we had a conversation earlier with Joe Tessitore about aging veterans in the UFC, and I think about the same thing with Sami Zayn. You know, he's had a long, storied career, but I wonder how much tread is left on those tires. Father Time catches up to us all, and look, he's going to get his ass beat over and over again. And I don't know.
He keeps getting up, though.
He does. But we'll see if he does again tonight.
Does Sami have a chance?
yeah, Sami has a chance, especially if you've watched over the last 5 weeks or so. It's been quite a roller coaster. But Sami, the reason why they're chanting his name is because this guy's been on the marquee. He's been in the bloodline before. He's been at the top of the top. Now he's just got to find it. That championship pedigree is in there somewhere. But Gunther has been so damn dominant, and I think he's ready to slap the soul out of Sami Zayn here in Philadelphia. So I don't envy Sami, but I believe in him.
Also tonight at WrestleMania Saturday, we have a battle, a six-pack challenge for the tag team titles. Now the championships, both Raw and SmackDown, will hang above the ring. The match continues until both sets of titles are retrieved. And earlier today, the arrival of the undisputed tag team champions, Finn Balor and Damian Priest, the Judgment Day, the New Day, looking to set yet another record here tonight. And a third team involved in this, DIY, Gargano and Ciampa, involved in their very first WrestleMania. More on this as the countdown continues.
Vodka soda with Wheatley. This song right here is for the red, white, and blue. You got good taste and you drink like it too. Wheatley, so good I drink it neatly. The wash in Moscow always get the mule. Vodka this good is an American jewel. Wheatley, so good I drink it neatly. So pour a glass on the porch, get a little tanner, let your taste buds sing the Star-Spangled Banner. Wheatley, so good I drink it neatly. Wheatley, American vodka.
For 45 years, the Intercontinental Championship has traveled around the world, just to end up right here, on the shoulder of the longest reigning champion in history.
Perhaps the most unstoppable Intercontinental Champion of all time.
And it is not boastful to say that I'm the greatest. It's simply a fact, but I don't take that honor lightly. The legacies of Pat Patterson, Don Morocco, and Tito Santana built this championship's prestige. Greats such as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Bret Hart.
I'm proud to be the champion.
put their souls on the mat to defend it.
For you to be a champion, you have to be perfect.
Men like Mr. Perfect, Roddy Piper, and Rick Rude were willing to do whatever it takes to hold on to its glory. The history of the Intercontinental Championship may be rich, but it ends with me. When I look into your eyes, and if you would be honest to yourself, you don't believe you can beat me. So whatever you need to do, Sammy, dreaming, believing, keep on doing it. Because at WrestleMania, your dreams will meet reality.
I've been thinking a lot about the last year I've had and what I've done in the last year. It's been unbelievable, but nothing is certain.
If you don't change your mentality, you can't beat him.
You to push. That ain't hard enough. This is the biggest mountain you've ever had to climb. Higher. I don't want to see this. Come on. Last
I don't know what I'm thinking, letting you run me into the ground. What do you think, I'm not good enough?
Oh, no. You're better than good enough. What's holding you back?
Nothing's holding
yes,
you back,
it is.
Dad.
What
I'm
is
giving
holding
you
you back?
everything.
Why are you
I am afraid, okay? Is that what you want to hear? I'm afraid of letting people down. Everyone who's believed in me, I'm afraid of seeing that disappointment on my wife's face again. I'm afraid of seeing tears stream down my son's face. Do you understand that?
Sammy, you're at your best when people are doubting you, okay? So let's find that hunger and let's prove them wrong.
Find that fire again. Bring it out. Just like this.
Finding it.
Yes, fire. Now we're finding the fire. That's what we're talking about, Sammy.
Sammy.
Okay. Sami Zayn ready for the impossible task of knocking off Gunther.
You're at your best when people are doubting you.
Sammy's ready to be a champion.
Gunther dragging the carcass of Chad Gable.
This is unbecoming of Gunther.
The funny games are over.
You don't believe you can beat me.
Find that hunger.
A defiant Sami Zayn.
Prove them wrong.
And we now have the opportunity to show you the other three teams involved in the six-pack challenge ladder match tonight. Awesome Truth. R-Truth's never won a match at WrestleMania. Can he change that tonight? Also, the new Catch Republic, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, set to do battle tonight in the six-pack ladder match. And Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, A-Town Down Under, set for action at WrestleMania Saturday. Less than an hour and 15 minutes to go. Here at the home of the Philadelphia Eagles, this is Lincoln Financial Field. And the countdown to WrestleMania 40 is presented by Cricket. Everything you want, including the price. And this is the Lincoln Financial Field, which will be sold out tonight for WrestleMania Saturday, which features the biggest tag team match in the history of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes relaxing on his bus, getting ready for the main event tonight. Pat, we talked a lot about this on your Pat McAfee show on ESPN yesterday. Cody was a guest. Cody actually had a fire on that bus the other night.
Yeah, and I wondered if that was maybe the wrestling gods, telling him like, hey, this is going to be a long weekend for you, pal. But instead, he said, no. This just makes the story even better. This makes WrestleMania 40 even better. He almost died. The only thing he grabbed was his wrestling boots and his dog. Got off that bus, stayed in Seth freaking Rollins' bus, built some team chemistry, ready for tonight. It was a wild time for Cody as this WrestleMania weekend kicked off, though.
Did nobody accuse anyone in the bloodline of arson?
Well, we haven't.
Well,
I
I
wanted to go there.
That's where I
It's
went.
a criminal matter now.
That's where I went. I don't know.
I've been sued a few times for my show. You make allegations like that, you better.
I don't know anything about being sued about being on a
Oh, yeah. Whatever. Biggie, this is a must-win for Cody tonight because if they lose, tomorrow night's match against Roman is bloodline rules where anything goes.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to see a lot of Solo if that's the case. But yeah, tonight's a very important one. And it's also, I think, beyond that as well, it's about setting the tone as well. Like, what you do tonight is going to lead into tomorrow as well. So it's getting a win tonight is really crucial for Cody.
Yeah, I'm a big hockey guy. Shorzy all the way. You have to set the tone He's right, but it's not going to be an easy thing to do because you know The Rock, and it's everybody in this match have a bus, by the way. I remember when we made fun of Lex Luger in the Lex Express, and now everybody's got a bus. It just shows you how much this place has changed, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's great to have a bus. It's also great to have a group of friends that are incredibly hilarious. This week, my boys and I got an incredible opportunity to go down the trip of nostalgia from WrestleMania 1 all the way to WrestleMania 40. Please roll it, Gavin.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here. Very lucky to be a part of WrestleMania 40.
Yeah!
Woo! What a time to be alive, and boy, are we lucky to have something special for you. For 40 years of WrestleMania, 40 years is a big number, one that should be celebrated, a milestone, if you will. 4 decades of greatness, and here at the WWE, we're not handing out silver, gold, platinum, paper, glass.
Nope.
When it comes to these milestone anniversaries. No. WrestleMania always delivers, so although we celebrate, let's take a trip back in time, shall we?
WrestleMania 5, the Mega Powers explode. The immortal Hulk Hogan, brother, versus the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah! Two titans of the wrestling industry going at it for the WWE Championship.
I absolutely love it. What do we have for WrestleMania 10?
WrestleMania 10, we're raising the stakes and climbing the ladder with Razor Ramon and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels with the first ever ladder match in WrestleMania history.
That's the OG ladder match there at WrestleMania, and this year we're raising the stakes. A 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Tone, what do we got for WrestleMania 15?
15 years is supposed to be the crystal anniversary, Pat, but for WrestleMania 15, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin breaking the glass and stunning The Rock for the WWE title.
Well, that's a result, I believe, Mr. Board of Directors, the final boss, the great one, the Brahma Bull, Dwayne Johnson, will be looking to avoid in a titanic main event clash, Rock and Roman Reigns. The Bloodline taking on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. If the Bloodline wins, Bloodline rules. If Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, and Seth freaking Rollins get the dub, it's 1-on-1 for Cody. Fighting against Roman for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. What do we got for 20 years?
WrestleMania 20, New York City, Madison Square Garden. The first ever championship victory for the pride of Newbury, Massachusetts, John Cena, as he captures the United States title.
That's a big win for the franchise. A lot of people call him the GOAT, winning that U.S. title. A championship that'll be defended here at WrestleMania by the social media megastar, Logan Paul. All right, we're starting to climb there. We're 2 decades in already. What do we have for 25?
25 years of WrestleMania with 2 of the biggest icons in WWE history. Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels, versus The Undertaker, as the streak lives on.
The dead man always showing up and showing out at WrestleMania. Let's talk about WrestleMania 30.
WrestleMania 30 down in the Superdome in the Big Easy in New Orleans as WrestleMania becomes Yes-Omania as Daniel Bryan and the Yes movement takes over New Orleans, Pat.
Yes, always got to cheer for an underdog. Someone give me WrestleMania 35 highlights.
WrestleMania 35, the first ever female main event at WrestleMania as the man. Becky Lynch becomes Becky Two Belts. Double gold!
That's historic, and obviously Becky now an author as well, available now, and that brings us to the present. WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania XL, a 2-night extravaganza right here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, filled with stuff beyond the capacity of sheer awesomeness. We've got the biggest tag team match in WrestleMania history on night 1, the results of which will have a massive effect on night 2 in the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, and Cody Rhodes. Can Cody finish his story? We cannot wait to find out.
Great job by Pat and his boys. Even that stooge, Boston Connor. And part of WrestleMania Saturday here tonight, Becky Lynch trying to end the year-long reign of dominance of Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Sometimes love is pain. Yeah, it hurts for a little while. Some things you can't change. You're preaching to the choir.
I'm the most dominant champion in the WWE.
This is my division. You're lucky you're living in it.
There is no doubt about it. 2023 was the year of the Eradicator.
And the truth is, if it doesn't hurt at all, then it doesn't mean a thing. I never knew that I could feel this way. If it doesn't hurt at all, there's nothing left to save. 'Cause holding on to hope is a different kind of pain.
I am so sick and tired of people running their mouth and claiming that this is their division. This is my division. And that's why this is my championship.
If it doesn't hurt at all, then it doesn't mean a thing. I never knew that I could feel this way. If it doesn't hurt at all, there's nothing left to save. 'Cause holding on to hope is a different kind of pain.
That behind every great man is a greater woman. Mommy is walking in and out as the most dominant woman to hold a championship within this company. Because Mommy is always on top.
WWE Universe, I am joined by WWE Hall of Famer, someone who has had many WrestleMania moments in her own right, Trish Stratus. Now, talking about your WrestleMania moments, you also have a lot of history with Becky Lynch, who is competing tonight at WrestleMania 40 Night 1 against the Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley. Do you have any predictions?
As you know, I have faced off with Becky Lynch inside of a steel cage. Contender for Match of the Year, they said. And I can tell you that she is the best that I've ever stepped into the ring with. Now, Mother has not stepped into the ring with Mommy. So I can't speak from that perspective, but I can tell you she has been unstoppable since getting that title. So I don't know if the man can overcome Rhea Ripley.
Well, you alluded to not having stepped in the ring with Rhea Ripley. Can we expect to see you back in WWE anytime soon?
You just never know.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first. Thank you so much, Trish, and I'm going to send it back outside to Pat and Cole.
Thank you a lot, Kathy.
And CM Punk and Big E.
And I want to ask you guys, you've both been world champions.
Thank you.
Rhea Ripley's held the title for a year. How difficult is that?
Well, speaking from experience, it's very difficult. You have a bullseye on your back, and you build up a confidence. And the more you build up a confidence, you talk and you walk the walk. And Rhea's done that, but it really makes everybody else want to take you down a peg. I'd like to think that I kind of laid the foundation for holding on to the title for a very, very long time, but it does. It kind of burns you up. So that's an interesting way to look at things, you know, is can Rhea hold on to it tonight against such a tough competitor?
Yeah, I really feel like Rhea's hit her final form. I can think back to a couple years ago where she's losing 2-minute matches against women half her size. And I remember having backstage conversations, which I don't want to reveal anything private, a la Booker. No offense, Booker. I don't want any Twitter beef. Please leave it be. But I remember conversing with Rhea and just knowing she wasn't as confident. But seeing her now, I look in her eyes and she is ready. She always had the physical tools. She now has the confidence.
Talk about long reigning champions. How about the wrestling god, my buddy, JBL? He's standing by with Caleb Braxton.
That's right, guys. The biggest WrestleMania of all time, and you have to have a man who's larger than life, WWE Hall of Famer, JBL. How excited are you for this weekend?
Are you kidding me? My first WrestleMania was WrestleMania when Shawn Michaels rappelled from the ceiling in the Anaheim Pond, that 60-minute Iron Man match. Headlined WrestleMania. I retired at WrestleMania. I've seen the greatest match, in my opinion, in the history of professional wrestling, Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. My college buddies and I pitched in to watch Hogan slam the Giant at WrestleMania. What WrestleMania has become, selling out the biggest arenas in the world, back-to-back nights, is just absolutely amazing. What you do here lives forever. WrestleMania, it makes you immortal. Hearts are going to be broken. Legends are going to be created. I can't wait to watch this show tonight.
It's such a huge opportunity for all the superstars involved. But I've got to ask, is there a particular match that you're looking forward to the most?
Oh, absolutely. I've known Rey Mysterio since he first came in. Everybody knew he was a deadbeat dad then. You know, he's like kind of like Darth Vader. He's a horrible person, wears a mask. And Dom is just the opposite. You know, he's kind of like a Gandhi or Mandela that, persevered through so much prison, and then came out and they become this wonderful role model. So I can't wait to see justice happen tonight on the Showcase of Immortals when Dom finally gets justice against his evil deadbeat dad, Rey Mysterio. And of course, the main event. We never thought we'd see somebody as dominant as Bruno Sammartino. Roman Reigns is that person with the biggest rock star in the history of the world, The Rock, against Daddy's boy, Cody Rhodes, and Seth freaking Rollins. I don't know who's going to win. I can't wait to watch it.
That's right. A lot to look forward to. Thank you so much, JBL. Cole, back to you.
And, you know, there's many special guests here in Philadelphia for WrestleMania weekend, including a colleague of mine. This man has won 16 Emmy Awards. Whoa. 7 Edward R. Murrows. He's one of the most respected sports journalists on the planet. Let's head inside to the link and Tom Rinaldi.
Cole, so great to be with you here in Philadelphia. You know, for pure spectacle, there are a few things that can match WrestleMania. One is the Super Bowl. After the Kansas City Chiefs won the title this year, the WWE and the NFL came together in one crucial moment through a championship belt that sparked a bond between a boy in need and a player who helped. The Kansas City Chiefs know something about what it takes to win a championship.
Super Bowl champion, your Kansas City Chiefs.
From offensive lineman Trey Smith.
You always dream of winning a Super Bowl, but being blessed and fortunate with the opportunity to win it 2 years consecutively, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
To assistant general manager Mike Borgonzi.
It's something special that's just imprinted in your head, you know, forever.
It's a team effort and an accomplishment celebrated by an entire community at the championship parade.
This community is so amazing and so invested in this team. I just never have seen anything like it.
You get to celebrate all the hard work and sacrifices that you made an entire year, but you enjoy it with the city.
To match their Super Bowl rings, WWE gifted the Chiefs a commemorative championship belt.
That thing was glorious. It was one of the coolest belts I've seen. It was really dope to just have that on my shoulder and just walk around with it.
But just as the parade was ending, everything changed.
Security was ushering us really fast. It was a hectic situation.
As players and Chiefs staff were evacuated, Smith boarded a team bus where he saw a 9-year-old boy, Joey, the son of Mike and Joe Borgonzi.
How were you feeling?
Really, really nervous and all riled up. And we just saw people running, like running to their cars, and people were rushing out of there. We saw a million ambulances, and I was just nervous.
I ended up staying in the back of the bus next to little Joey, who I didn't know at the time. I could just tell Joey was a little bit flustered and panicked.
The fear of the unknown at that point was getting overwhelming. We were just trying to calm him down, distract him. It wasn't working.
What do you think his fear was?
that the shooter would be on the bus.
First thing I'm thinking is like, okay, obviously, buddy, he's freaked out right now. How can we get him calm? How can we get him at ease and just take his mind off what's going on? Behold, the WWE belt.
Trey didn't know it, but Joey was a huge WWE fan.
First time we took him to a match was probably 2 years ago. Rey Mysterio threw his jersey out, and he was able to catch it somehow.
This is the shirt?
Mm-hmm. It kind of fits me, so I wore it, and I put the mask on, and I dressed up as Rey Mysterio for Halloween.
He loves the spectacle of it. He loves the show. He really connects with it.
As Joey held the belt, he began talking with Trey about his favorite wrestlers.
Wrestling was just sort of that common factor. He started calming down. He started chuckling a little bit, and that was just the best moment.
He was saying, you're the champion, you're the champion. And he said it so much that I started to believe it, and I really forgot about what was happening outside.
I have a video where I can hear Trey in the background saying to Joey, "You're the heavyweight champ of the world, man."
Hey, champ of the world, man.
Thank God for Trey. It really did calm Joey down, unlike Mike, unlike I had been able to do, and it was such a blessing.
It took me to my happy place because it's WWE and football combined in one thing. And I just started thinking about those two things, and I started to feel braver and braver and braver.
These moments that happen to us when we're children carry with us into our adult life. I think that probably changed a lot for Joey that day. Yeah.
When asked about that day, the very first story he tells is about Trey, about the WWE belt, and that when the bus ride ended, Trey handed Joey the belt and said, "You just got through that. You just did that. This is yours because you're the champ."
What did that mean to you?
It meant a lot. I sleep with it near my bed every night. It means a lot to me. Makes me feel brave and reminds me of Trey.
How would you describe what a hero is?
To me, a hero is somebody who can, Trey did, calm nervous people down. He made me feel happy, really, really happy, in a really, really scary time. And I'd say that's what a hero is.
I know there are some huge superstars here in Philadelphia tonight, but for us, none bigger than Joey and Trey. Joey, you had the chance to meet your favorite superstar just a little bit earlier, Rey Mysterio. How was that?
It was cool. I want to thank Rey and the whole WWE. They've just gave me so much of an experience, and yeah.
You're amazing, Joey. Every time we talk to you, you're amazing. Trey, this close to the ring, I know you've been on this field before, but is this perhaps part of your future, big fella?
Hey, man, I'm getting goosebumps just being here. Think about being a little kid watching wrestling growing up. It's really special. Last time we came to Philadelphia, my rookie year, we had a great day for the Chiefs. But it's really cool being here today, especially my buddy Joey.
We're so thrilled that you guys are both here as part of WrestleMania 40, a special story, a special bond that goes on, celebrated, of course, by WWE. We're going to have much more in the kickoff and the lead up to WrestleMania XL from Philadelphia after this.
What is my favorite WrestleMania moment?
the greatest night in live entertainment.
This will probably change by the week.
The worldwide extravaganza.
Can I name just one that's my favorite? No, I can't.
Rollins with the heist of the century.
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
21-0.
For the love of God, we welcome you to WrestleMania.
My personal favorite WrestleMania moment is when I main event at WrestleMania. There's so much magic and power before they even touched.
For the first time ever, 2 black women have a title match in the main event at WrestleMania.
That will always cherish something special in my heart.
The EST is now the BEST.
I just feel like everything fell in line.
Were not for the WWE Universe, Kofi Mania would never have happened.
No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what you look like, if you believe, you can make it happen.
It was like a legit childhood dream coming true.
Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. It's an iconic match.
Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon in a ladder match really hooked me on wrestling.
I remember Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels have this magical match.
What our industry is all about is emotion and what it can draw out of people. WrestleMania 7, Miss Elizabeth jumped in the ring and reunited with Macho Man.
Randy Savage went in there being hated, and he left there beloved with his beloved.
Most incredible winning streak in the history of WrestleMania, held, of course, by The Undertaker.
The Undertaker against Kane. I remember watching it thinking, this is pretty freaking cool.
The Undertaker is WrestleMania's phenom.
To have Stone Cold and Kevin Owens face off, I just don't think it's a match anyone ever thought we'd see.
Stone Cold hit me with that stunner.
Austin stuns Austin!
I remember it went from the Stone moment when Austin pushed up at the sharpshooter. It was a heck of an image.
The last from the trilogy, The Rock versus Steve Austin. So electric, so iconic.
History has been made!
It's very special. My family's still forefronting WrestleMania. My whole family was on WrestleMania 9.
Yokozuna winning the championship versus Bret the Hitman Hart.
The Head Shrinkers versus the Steiner brothers made it even more special. When me and my twin brother tag team in main event in WrestleMania is, hands down the best.
It was such a magical moment.
This truly is a dream match.
Hulk Hogan and The Rock facing off. It was just a moment in time.
You've got one of the guys that I loved in high school. You got one of the guys that I loved as a kid.
There was nothing like seeing the Lion and the new Cub coming in to take his place.
Only at WrestleMania.
That's what makes WrestleMania so special.
This is WrestleMania. Then, now, and forever.
Where were you 40 years ago? Here? Maybe you were here. If you were lucky enough, you were here.
Welcome to WrestleMania.
4 decades later, the spirit of WrestleMania still leaves us captivated.
And a kick out! I am not believing this!
Providing us with moments that transcend time.
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
The firsts. The lasts. Moments of triumph.
Kofi did it! Kofi is champion!
And heartbreak. The oh hell yes. The underdogs who became unforgettable.
Dreams do come true!
Trailblazing the path for all of us. And now, this year at WrestleMania 40, The biggest WrestleMania of all time. There is a new energy. A fresh vibe. An unprecedented excitement. An overpowering electricity.
The greatest night in live entertainment.
Welcome to WrestleMania!
Oh boy, we are less than an hour away from WrestleMania 40 live from here at the Link in Philly. The temp says 54. I'll tell you what, it feels like about 44. I do know one thing though, as I join the panel here on the countdown to WrestleMania, the tensions are much higher than the temperature when it comes to our main event tonight. Obviously, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. You're so cool, man.
I miss these guys.
And they miss you too.
Aww. It's lovely to see you reunited with your people.
Where were you? Where were you? We got a show to do, Jackie.
Where
Come on,
was
let's
I?
keep it-
I was about to introduce Wade Barrett to
There
the
he is.
panel, taking over for one Pat McAfee.
Well, what a thrill it is to be here. I was at NXT Stand and Deliver a little earlier today. What a show that was. And the action, the excitement just keeps ramping up. I have an innermost feeling of sheer elation, which is really the only word you can use when you're surrounded by this and the prestige of WrestleMania.
And for those who don't know, I am Jackie Redmond, honored to be here as we count down to WrestleMania 40, the biggest WrestleMania ever. So much anticipation about this main event. We all know what the stakes are, and they are high for all four members. You did this.
No.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I love you for it. We know that the stakes are high for this, right? But they're highest for Cody Rhodes because for the second straight year, he is going to attempt to defeat Roman Reigns tomorrow night at WrestleMania. If he and Seth are unsuccessful tonight, how would you describe the magnitude of those repercussions, Punk?
If Cody loses tonight, it changes how he feels going into the match with Roman tomorrow night. If he loses the match against Roman tomorrow night, he should probably burn his boots, which somebody attempted to do the other night when they set his bus on fire. So tonight is about home field advantage for Cody. If he wins, he has it. If he loses, goes to the bloodline.
How much tougher does that match become?
Much tougher. I think this is the last shot at finishing his story. You know, you waited a year. Everyone thought last year was the year. It didn't turn out to be. This has to be it. This has to be it. So I think a lot is on his shoulders right now.
And you guys know this better than anybody. These opportunities, they don't grow on trees, as my old man would say. You only get so many opportunities on the grandest stage of them all. The stakes very high for Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins tonight, and for the Bloodline as well. But they are not the only faction that will be busy this weekend at WrestleMania. Every title in possession by the Judgment Day is on the line, including the Tag Team Championships. We've got a six-pack ladder match tonight. Let's check in with Kathy Kelly backstage.
I am standing by with undisputed tag team champions Damian Priest and Finn Balor, and you guys have been dominant for the last several months, but do you feel as though the odds are stacked against you tonight in the six-pack ladder match?
I'll tell you how we feel. We're pissed, because I'm sick of that stupid question. Obviously, we're pissed at the situation. We're the best tag team on this damn planet. Nobody can beat us, so they have to stack the odds. 5 teams, are you kidding me, at WrestleMania? Finn, how do you feel about this?
I feel like they can keep stacking them up, and we'll keep knocking them down, because we are the Judgment Day, undisputed tag team champions.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to send it back outside.
Kathy, thank you so much. Well, Damian Priest, a little upset about the odds being stacked against him and Finn, but isn't that exactly the game the Judgment Day plays against everybody else?
I don't know if I can really comment on that. Judgment Day is going to do what Judgment Day does, but it's WrestleMania. We need a ladder match. They're in it. They got to show up or they're going to get shown out.
Yeah, man. I love last year we had that showcase with the tag teams. Obviously, I spent the bulk of my career in a tag team, so I'm excited for this one. And my New Day love aside, you know, I'm excited for R-Truth. I think this is his year. I think this is his moment. You know, he's someone, we don't talk enough about the fact that he almost lost his leg not that long ago. He's a man, he's 52 years old. We often refer to Truth as the ageless wonder. We said, actually, I think R-Truth doesn't believe in time. That's why he doesn't age. But he's never had a WrestleMania moment, and it feels like he's never been hotter at 52 years old. This feels like his time.
Yeah, and I'd say the New Day for me aren't the same team since this guy stepped away from it, unfortunately. So I'm writing them off already. On top of that, you've got the Judgment Day who've attacked all 5 teams in the match over the past 2 weeks, so everyone's gunning for them. Whatever. Everyone's gunning for the Judgment Day, so they're in big trouble. My money has to be on the new Catch Republic. I'm back in the English, boys. Let's do it for good old Blight.
Well, listen, we talk about the temperatures out here, right? They are going to be a factor for every match tonight, but when you're bringing steel ladders into the equation, I mean, ladder matches are already extreme, but those things are going to be cold, no? Isn't that going to make it worse?
100%. When it's this cold out, you got to talk about the shrinkage factor, and I'm talking about when you're in a ladder match, your will to compete shrinks. Get your mind out of the gutter.
That's what you were referencing.
Yeah,
okay,
I don't know.
my fault.
You know where
That's what I
CG went.
Oh, come on. Well, listen, one of the things I love about WWE is that every time we do one of these premium live events, including WrestleMania, we go out into the community, right? We try to engage with the community and give back to the community as well. Here is just one example of us doing exactly that.
Philadelphia, home to the grandest stage of them all. But away from the bright lights, the real heroes light up the city of brotherly love. They are the advocates on a mission to level the playing field for girls in sports by ensuring they have the equipment they need to succeed. The mentors creating safe spaces that keep young adults away from violence and empower them to advocate for a better future. And the community leaders developing education and recreational initiatives to improve the quality of life for families. These trailblazers are working towards building a better Philly every single day. Join WWE and Slim Jim in honoring Fly Forward, Yeah Philly, and the Lighthouse as Philadelphia's community champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to WrestleMania! Now, we here in WWE, we love having the opportunity to entertain you. We love having the opportunity to inspire you, but we also love having the chance to recognize organizations that are doing incredible work in the community. And today, we have 3 organizations doing incredible work right here in Philadelphia. So please join me in welcoming, in association with the Philadelphia Eagles, Fly Forward. Next up, Yeah Philly. And last but not least, the Lighthouse. So these organizations know they're getting recognized, but we got some news for them. Because in partnership with Slim Jim, WWE will award all 3 of these organizations $50,000. So Philly, join me in recognizing our community champions.
This next segment is presented by NHTSA. Using your phone while you're driving could kill someone. Put the phone away or pay. All the biggest stars are in the house and getting ready for WrestleMania 40, including one of the biggest free agent signings ever, Jade Cargill, who has found herself in some very elite company, gentlemen. Naomi and Bianca Belair, 2 very well-decorated WWE superstars. What are your expectations of the debut of one Jade Cargill on the grandest stage of them all?
I have very high expectations for Jade. Her name's Jade. She's cut like a diamond. And what I love about this 6-woman tag team is just the representation. These 3 powerful black women up there. Imagine all the little girls that are going to tune in, watch that, watch them
kick some ass. I'm excited for it, but Jade is one to watch.
Yeah, that really means so much to a lot of people. This is a big moment to see 3 black women on the stage. But I also wanted to take a moment to acknowledge women like Jazz, like Jacqueline, who didn't have the same opportunities, who have paved the way and inspired so many. So this match means a lot. It's gonna be an incredible match on its own. Obviously, Jade's debut is huge, but also let's take a moment to recognize 3 incredible black women here tonight.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that you guys are saying all the right things, and I agree with all that. But what we have to remember is that these 3 women of Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill are a hastily thrown together trio, and that tends to not go so well when you're in there with a tight unit like Damage Control. So I think this 3 ladies, who we all speak very highly of, are in big trouble tonight, and it's not going to be a happy ending for them.
Well, listen, it is a star-studded affair. You get to watch Jade Cargill and these superstars
Yes,
every Friday on SmackDown. It's a huge signing, Jade Cargill, so we thought we would bring on the general manager of Friday Night SmackDown in Nick Aldis to talk about how he was able to get this signing done. So, Nick, talk to us. How were you able to pull off one of the largest free agent signings in the history of this business?
Well, look, let me go back a little bit and talk about when Triple H first contacted me and gave me the opportunity to be the general manager of this brand, the Blue brand. And I had one singular legitimate goal, and that was to make this brand, SmackDown, the #1 brand within WWE, which makes it the #1 brand in the world. And when you think about where we are at this point in time in history, the talent roster, the staff in corporate, the production team, everybody in between, we are building a dynasty here at WWE. And my point when I talk about that is that I need to look to the future of WWE and SmackDown. And very top of my list, Jade Cargill.
Well, I know Adam Pearce was trying to sign her to Monday Night Raw, so you must be a better negotiator than Adam Pearce, maybe, based on the results of said negotiations. But for now, we thank you for your time. Enjoy WrestleMania 40 Night 1. And with that, a special presentation from NHTSA.
Distracted driving is dangerous, but some people just can't seem to help themselves. There's the steering wheel propper, the sneak-a-peeker, the fast scroller, the night lighter. And it's not long until they become the fender benderer, the gotta ticketer, the veering off the rotor, the driver who kills someone. Enough with the phones already. Just put them down.
The countdown is on to night 1 of WrestleMania 40. They are calling it the biggest WrestleMania ever, but it all started with one. WrestleMania 1 at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Here is Michael Cole.
On March 31st, 1985, an 18-year-old me, a freshman at Syracuse University, walked into the historic old movie palace known as the Landmark Theater on South Salina Street and settled into my red cushion seat. Over 1 million people across the United States did the same thing that Sunday, buying a ticket to witness the closed-circuit television broadcast of a wrestling event from sold-out Madison Square Garden. An event that would change my life, shape my career path, and change the history of television as we knew it. This was the very first WrestleMania. This just hit different. Everything about it. The buzz, the glamour, the glitz, the excitement, the presentation. This was a spectacle.
The electricity is unbelievable.
There was crossover appeal, a mainstream acceptance. This wasn't my daddy's wrestling anymore. It was the extension of rock in wrestling.
Everybody, Madison Square Garden, all the way around the world. Now you know what it's all about, brother.
Hulk Hogan was one of the most recognized people on the planet. Mr. T was the star of the massive television show, The A-Team. They not only teamed together in the main event of WrestleMania, but hosted the TV institution known as Saturday Night Live the night before the big event.
So we got a really big match coming up, about 12 hours from now. WrestleMania, that is.
The pop culture extravaganza featured some of the biggest celebrities in the world at the time.
Ali not going to take anything from anybody.
And we would watch other wrestlers become household names that night. Among them, Andre, Stud, JYD, Bundy, and Piper.
You may not like him, but you still gotta respect him.
The first WrestleMania showed us that the wrestling business had changed forever. Now a global phenomenon seen by hundreds of millions of people worldwide. I have spent nearly half my life in a love affair with this event. WrestleMania 40 will mark my 23rd year behind the mic. Ironically, it was at WrestleMania 15 in the same city, in Philadelphia, where I had the honor to call WrestleMania for my very first time.
It doesn't get any bigger or more exciting than this. WrestleMania 15. We are live at a sold-out First Union Center in Philadelphia, the city of...
But whether we watched from a red cushion seat at the Landmark Theater or the best seat in the house at Madison Square Garden, that moment 40 years ago,
The greatest wrestling extravaganza of the century.
will always be remembered as the night professional wrestling became sports entertainment forever.
WrestleMania, where the biggest stars shine under the brightest lights. And you know you can't spell WrestleMania without E-S-T. But that WrestleMania sparkle, it's been snuffed out by a whole other brand of EST. The baddest,
We need help!
meanest, nastiest crew in WWE.
They've grown in numbers, they've grown in dominance, and they've grown in championship.
Damage Control. You want to talk about strength in numbers? These women are relentless.
This is a message to all of them chicks in the locker room. We run the show.
Kairi Sane, Asuka, Dakota.
A united front that is Damage Control.
Yeah, they're a problem.
You're in way over your head, dude.
Tactically astute, highly dangerous.
Damage Control have made the EST's life hell.
And I know I can't do this alone.
No way, never the answer. Me, I get what I want.
If I'm gonna take care of this damage control problem at the show of shows, I'll need to show out with some backup that meets the EST stamp of approval. If I'm gonna shine, I need the brightest, the glow, Naomi.
Two-time SmackDown Women's Champion. One of the most athletically gifted superstars WWE has ever known.
This firecracker always has my back and is looking for her own retribution.
Oh, here we go.
The dreaded poison mist right to the eyes.
We in this together, and we're gonna get them one way or another. And if I'm gonna bring the thunder, I need the storm. Jade Cargill.
One of the most sought-after free agents in sports entertainment history. This is a game changer in every sense of the word.
I've seen what this warrior can do.
This ain't a Spider-Man meme.
And it's downright impressive.
The storm has arrived.
The ES team is locked, loaded, and ready to throw down.
I don't play, I just slay.
And it's the Kabuki Warriors laying waste to the victor.
Damage Control, we've evened the odds.
Everything we thought we knew about the women's division just changed.
Wanna run?
Got nowhere to go.
The numbers game is no longer in your favor.
Damage Control, you got a brand new problem.
Come WrestleMania, the fastest, strongest, quickest, roughest, toughest, and freshest trio in WWE is taking you down.
And we need to start rewriting the future.
See you soon.
We are now 27 minutes away from WrestleMania 40 here in Philly. Earlier this week, special correspondent Peter Rosenberg hit the streets of Philly to check out a famous local pizzeria.
I'm here in Strawberry Mansion, North Philly, at a spot called Down North Pizza. A friend said you gotta check it out. They're serving up slices and second chances.
I was incarcerated about 4 years ago, trying to come out in society and do, positive things. It's a lot of, hurdles you have to overcome. We try to make that easy transition into society when you come in post-incarceration and being able to get a job where you know you're not being discriminated, slinging pies and saving lives.
Down North has become our demonstration, to show the world, with guys who are coming out formerly incarcerated, re-entering society, actually what we could do if we stick together.
Hey guys, MVP's here. Omos, welcome. It's Down North, man.
Yeah. What success looks like for us is that more industries start to open up for individuals, start to see and embrace them and give them the chance that they deserve.
Yeah, that's nice.
I am standing by with the woman who holds the Guinness Book of World Record for most women's matches at WrestleMania, Natalya. And you have so many moments at WrestleMania, but I have to ask you, which match are you most looking forward to this year?
Well, we are in the city of brotherly love, and the match that I'm the most excited about is Yeet versus No Yeet. I love the Usos. Actually, the Usos debuted against myself in the Hart Dynasty, and so for me, I think I'm on Team J. I'm definitely on Team J. I'm on Team Yeet, but I'm so excited for them. I love a good story about sibling rivalry. One of my favorite WrestleMania matches was Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, WrestleMania 10, and we are due for a brother versus brother match. So yes, that is the match that I'm most excited about. Are you on Team Yeet or No Yeet?
I mean, I'm impartial. I am unbiased, but I have to say that you look absolutely incredible. And because I can't say anything, I'm going to send it back to Jackie on the panel.
Kathy, thank you so much. If there's one thing we know about Philly, gentlemen, it is a sports and entertainment town. That is Citizen Bank Park, home of the Phillies. And how about that Phillies-inspired WWE Championship belt? Oh, yeah. The fans here outside the link are hype. But let's take it inside and check in backstage with Kayla Braxton.
I'm standing by with Santos Escobar and Dominic. And gentlemen, you have a big tag team match tonight, but I'm curious how much your strategy has changed now that Andrade aligned with Rey Mysterio last night on SmackDown.
It doesn't matter who my deadbeat dad's partner is. The strategy stays the same, and that's to destroy Rey Mysterio.
We don't care about Andrade. As far as I'm concerned, he's about to find out what happens when you turn on Santos Escobar. And as for Rey, he always turns on the people that loves him, always turns on the people that supports him. The strategy is the same, to eradicate Rey Mysterio and the LWO.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We wish you the best. Back to you guys on the studio.
Kayla, thank you so much. Well, for the second straight WrestleMania, the legendary Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio will go up against his son, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, in tag team fashion at WrestleMania 40. Well, what do you make of what Dom had to say there about his old man?
I think Escobar and Dom need to tag up and go after whoever cut their hair. Talk about two guys, luchadors, right, that need to be wearing masks. Wade, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not betting against Rey Mysterio Jr., somebody who scalped me in the world-famous Cobo Arena before. Wasn't actually there, it was Joe Louis. I just wanted to say I wrestled in Cobo before. I can't bet against Rey Mysterio. Even though he's wrestling his son, you know he's going to spank him.
Imagine hating your dad so much that you leave your faction to team up with people who are kind of strangers just to beat your dad's ass again. That's another level of hate that I don't know. It's too much. That's
well,
a lot.
let me ask you this, Wade. The Judgment Day are pretty busy this weekend at WrestleMania 40. How much pressure are guys like Dom and everyone else in the Judgment Day facing here tonight?
Well, it could be a golden weekend for the Judgment Day, or it could be a colossal disaster. And the truth is, with Dirty Dom teaming up with the Emperor of Lucha Libre, Mr. Santos Escobar, a man I'm a massive fan of, he has the deepest bag of tricks in the industry, and it's going to come into play tonight.
Well, gentlemen, we are 22 minutes away from an absolutely stacked WrestleMania Saturday match card. Becky Lynch taking on Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. I'm looking forward to that one, Wade.
And it is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history, the Ring General Gunther. Championship on the line, and the man tasked with ending that reign, none other than Sami Zayn.
We talked about these women earlier. They are fierce. Jade Cargill, new free agent signing to Friday Night SmackDown, teaming up with Bianca Belair and Naomi to take on Damage Control.
And there are huge fractures in the world of Lucha Libre. The legendary Rey Mysterio now teams with Andrade to take on the Emperor of Lucha Libre himself and the welterweight star, Dirty Dom Mysterio.
We heard from Damian Priest and Finn Balor earlier in the show. Tonight, they will defend their tag team championships in a 6-pack ladder match. They don't like that this is the match they have to compete in, but they say they are ready for it.
And a lifetime in the making. It is twin versus twin. Who is the greatest Uso? Is it Jimmy? Is it Jay? Well, we're going to find out tonight at WrestleMania.
And the Bloodline is busy in our main event, the highly anticipated match. Roman Reigns teaming up with The Rock to take on Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins. Bloodline rules on the line.
On the Isle of Samoa, men become warriors. Warriors become legends.
When you look at this incredible family tree, this is proof that there is only one royal family in professional wrestling, bound by blood.
From the Isle of Samoa, I.G. Peter Maivia.
There they are, the Wild Samoans. Victory after championship victory. It is a legacy spanning over 40 years.
This is our mountain. We run this business.
The greatest family dynasty in the history of WWE.
The Bloodline are as deep as they are dangerous.
The People's Champ, the greatest movie star of all time.
The final boss will do anything for family. Roman Reigns, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief.
From the day that I was born, this has been my birthright. The ultimate needle mover, the head of the table, the tribal chief.
Acknowledge us if you submit. But the bloodline is cooking.
Well, last night I had the great honor of co-hosting the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony alongside Corey Graves. The final boss, The Rock, was on hand, and he was presented with a very prestigious title from the wife of the late, great, legendary Muhammad Ali, Lonnie.
You, the fans, are the reason Muhammad Ali was called the People's Champ. And in 1998, a young wrestler asked for permission to use the People's Champion out of a deep respect and homage to Muhammad's legacy. Muhammad was pleased and proud to honor The Rock's request. And tonight, it is my honor to present The Rock with the People's Championship.
Lonnie, I want to thank you so much for this. This is beautiful. Ali was one of my heroes, and as Lonnie had said, Muhammad said he wants you to have the People's Champ title, and it meant, thank you, it meant so much to me. But I just want to say, Lonnie, thank you. I am honored, and with all the nicknames that I'm lucky enough to have, the People's Champion will always be the one that is closest to my heart. I love you, Philly. Thank you so much.
B-O-O-S. Double word score, 44 points.
That's a good word, bro.
Bootios is not a word.
Bootios is a word. It's like our word. What do you mean?
That's not a word.
The cereal we created, we came out of a giant box of them at WrestleMania.
There's a picture of it in your locker.
No, I'll tell you what will fit there, though. Boot, bot, toys. You know what? Even boat.
There's no A.
You can have my A. Come on.
Maybe you need a Snickers.
This has been a rivalry steeped in betrayal, family, and a battle for legacy.
Ray, you betrayed me.
You became a father figure to me.
You knew what mattered to me, and you took it anyways.
You sided with an outsider over me?
I love you. You were my hero. It was supposed to be me and you. I put this thing together. This is my family.
There's nothing more valuable que la familia. Legado del fantasma. That is why we must eradicate Rey Mysterio's LWO. I truly hoped that after I broke your leg, that would be enough to keep you away for good, retired. But here you are.
Rey Mysterio is back!
I will slap that stupid, arrogant smile off your face.
I must carry the legacy of Lucha Libre to its next chapter, and you are not in it. I have to hurt you in ways that will be hard to watch. Muerto el Rey.
Mysterio may have just taken out Escobar once and for all.
Viva el Emperador.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
There's nothing more valuable que la familia.
Oh, you can't be serious. Dirty Dominic Mysterio, 619 from Escobar.
I outsmarted you, Ray, and all it took was one phone call. From the bottom of my heart, Dom, thank you. Gracias. You were right.
I will do everything in my power to make that deadbeat's life a living hell!
Dom, I truly believed that I was done fighting you. I now have the opportunity and a partner of my choosing to beat some respect into both of you at WrestleMania. It's the newest member of the LWO.
Have you walking through the flames?
Dragon Lee.
You had to see this coming.
It is now open warfare in the world of Lucha Libre.
Dragon's out.
Dominic Mysterio and Andrade.
We've seen interactions between these two recently.
Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar taking cheap shots. Wait a minute! Andrade standing beside Rey Mysterio!
You can't take on Dominic and Santos all on your own.
Tranquila. Hey, I will be your partner.
The countdown to WrestleMania continues. It all goes down inside Lincoln Financial Field live here in Philly. Our main event features Cody Rhodes teaming up with Seth freaking Rollins. I had a chance to sit down with them both earlier this week. Cody, Seth, what do you want to talk about?
It's good.
I mean, I had to, right? I had to.
Real icebreaker.
Listen, I think the obvious starting question is, based on your history together, could you have ever imagined that the two of you would be working together, let alone at WrestleMania?
There's an experience when you have a situation like Hell in a Cell. You have a situation like the matches that Seth and I have had. But the shared understanding of what a bloodline run WWE looks like overpowers any bit of animosity because we both feel the way we feel about Roman.
Last year, WrestleMania main event, he was this close. He did everything right, and it still wasn't enough. And now this year, it's worse because you've got The Rock. The most powerful man in show business, now one of the most powerful men in WWE, and he's in the bloodline.
The Rock will do everything in his power to make sure that title goes away.
What else was I supposed to do? What am I,
It almost feels like it had to be you.
If it's not me, then who else?
There's also the personal side to all of this. Seth, you had a relationship with Dusty Rhodes. How much did that relationship motivate you to get involved in this with Cody?
Oh, man. Gotta talk about Dusty, so I gotta take these glasses off. Dusty believed in me a time when nobody else did. And I will find it. No matter what it takes. He was the first person in WWE that told me to be myself. I do feel in some way tied to him because I was under the learning tree of Dusty.
What do you think he would make of the journey that the two of you have been on together? One of Dusty's kids and Dusty's actual son.
If my dad was to look at the WrestleMania 40 Night 1 main event to see the first NXT champion and someone that he truly did believe in, if anything, he'd probably just sit back and be truly touched that his fingerprints, almost more than anybody, are all over WWE in 2024.
Well, I know this is probably going to be difficult to talk about, but I do have to ask you, Cody, about what happened with The Rock in Chicago.
Sure. The Rock's got your attention now, doesn't he? No!
That's embarrassing. And I think the last thing Rock probably wanted to do before WrestleMania, whether he realizes it or not, is embarrass me. I'd like to see what it looks like, The Rock and myself, in a fair fight.
Well, Seth, there was Chicago, and then there was Brooklyn.
This is what happens when you mess with the bloodline!
I think they underestimate what they're dealing with. I know Roman better than anybody on this planet. I have had his number every step of the way.
Rollins with the heist of the century!
And that hubris, that arrogance, that complacency, it's gonna come back to bite him in the ass.
The Rock hasn't wrestled in 12 years and got genuinely very hurt the last time. And Roman's hanging on by fingernails. Every match he's had has required the bloodline. But in this case, in this tag match on night 1, if you were a betting person, bet everything on Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes.
Final question. If you two are not successful together, your match, Cody, on Sunday becomes Bloodline Rules. How massive are the repercussions for you if this doesn't go the way that you hope?
The reality is it was a Bloodline Rules match last year. Saturday. It can't be anything other than a win. It can't.
This is our moment, and this is our time. And I'm with him on this one. We just gotta win.
The bloodline isn't hunting me. I'm hunting the bloodline.
Some risks are worth taking.
Will this man finish his story and have the world saying,
I need it to be a win. Seth needs it to be a win. That's what I'm looking to do. Win.
I'll just take a second to thank Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins for taking the time to sit down with me earlier this week. A lot to unpack from that interview, and we've talked at length about the stakes for Cody Rhodes in particular. But do you think in some ways, Punk, the stakes are just as high for Roman Reigns? Because if it's not Bloodline Rules, it's one-on-one.
Yeah, and look at the emotional week he's already had, inducting Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame, saying something that stuck in the back of my mind. The day you don't see me with the wise man is the day you no longer see the tribal chief. You don't say that unless that's something you've been thinking about, and you don't say it out loud unless it's you want to give the chance of manifesting that. I don't know what's going on with the bloodline. The one thing they do is they keep things behind closed doors. It's high stakes for everybody. High stakes for Rock, high stakes for Roman, high stakes for Seth, high stakes for Cody. We get to watch it all unfold. We're lucky.
Yeah, look, I love great technical wrestling. I love hard-hitting wrestling, but I also love a spectacle, and that's what we're getting tonight.
Big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, that too. And speaking of spectacle, I feel like a tourist with this thing. It's not my deal. But because Pat is gone, we still have a pretty great crowd here. A lot have filed in, but we still have a few very excited fans here in Philly getting ready to watch night one of WrestleMania.
And we are 6 minutes away from that getting underway here in Philly. You know, I'm going to ask a question that I don't think enough people have asked. It's been asked maybe once on this road to WrestleMania, and we saw some flashbacks of Seth Rollins with the Shield in that package. How do we know that Cody Rhodes can even trust Seth Rollins?
Well, I'm going to do something that nobody else has done. You're the one that's up here. You're asking all the questions. You're interviewing all the wrestlers. Do you think, Jackie Redmond, Cody can trust Seth Rollins?
I don't know the answer, but I think it comes down to if Seth Rollins hates Roman and the way he approaches being champion more than his own motives. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Me personally can't trust Seth Rollins, and it's because of the way he dresses.
What do you mean?
Listen,
I think Troy does a great job styling him.
What do I mean? Pro wrestlers. Give me a pair of trunks and a pair of boots. I don't need pyro, and I certainly don't need a stylist. And if you do, you need a crutch.
Okay, well, let's go to a less biased opinion of Seth Rollins, perhaps.
Look, I think they're all they got. You know, the proverbial deck is stacked against them. It's just those two. I think they're forced to trust each other because if not, it's over.
I think Seth Rollins has made the biggest miscalculation of anybody this weekend at WrestleMania. Tomorrow, WrestleMania Sunday, he has to defend his World Heavyweight Championship against the 280-pound Scottish psychopath. What is his prep for that? He's getting in a fight with The Rock and Roman Reigns. That is an absolute disaster. Seth Rollins has been brilliant as the World Heavyweight Champion, but this faux pas he's made by stepping in the ring tonight is going to end that reign.
It's a great point. As you can see, we are getting closer and closer to WrestleMania 40. Pat McAfee making his way to ringside. The WWE Universe loves that entrance music. They do love themselves some Pat McAfee as well. I do want to ask you guys one more question about this main event, though, because we have seen over the last couple of weeks in Chicago, in Brooklyn, the lengths that the Bloodline is willing to go to put Cody and Seth down and out. What is it going to take, Wade, for Seth and Cody to overcome Rock and Roman?
Well, essentially, they need a lot of luck because pretty much anybody who goes up, anyone who goes up against the Bloodline usually fails in their conquest. And the truth is this, if Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins fail tonight, Cody Rhodes cannot win tomorrow at WrestleMania Sunday. Cody Rhodes under Bloodline rules, that is a guaranteed L, and Cody has wasted another 12 months of his career.
Look, I'm a Cody crybaby. I'll have my Kleenex next to me.
Me too. Cody crybabies, make some noise.
Nothing wrong with that. But look, the match with Raw, I have to say, Wade, you're not just completely full of it. Rollins just came back.
Full of it.
He's been beat up. He's got a bad back. He's got a bad knee, and he also has Drew tomorrow to worry about. It's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough.
It's going to be tough, but if anybody can do it, well, it wouldn't be me, but I got injured. I don't know. Yeah, Seth's not focused on Drew, but Drew's certainly not focused on Seth either. You know, Seth's kind of a little.
Who's Drew focused on?
He's a little single white female obsessed with me. It's making me a little bit uncomfortable, to be completely honest. I wish everybody would just focus on their opponent. I can't really focus right now because I've been standing in the freezing cold for about 2 hours now, and I want to tip my cap to the maniacs behind me who have stayed out here. Now, the crowd's thinned out a little bit, a lot like Paul Heyman's hair over the years, but
He's got jokes today.
WrestleMania
He's got
40.
jokes today.
This is what happens when you don't got somebody barking in my ear. You know, we go haywire. WrestleMania 40, ladies and gentlemen. Take a moment if you're on the show, even in this capacity. Soak it in. Enjoy it. Let's go.
All right, and once again, they're getting one last CM Punk chant in the mix here on the countdown to WrestleMania, our main event. Cody Rhodes teaming up with Seth freaking Rollins to take on The Rock and Roman. The Rock made one thing very clear last night at the Hall of Fame ceremony. This is not business. This is very personal. Why do you think The Rock has such a problem with Cody Rhodes?
Man, because I think they're similar. He sees a lot of himself in Cody Rhodes. He sees his father, he sees Cody, he sees Dusty, and maybe there's a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because Cody is doing it maybe a little bit better than The Rock ever did.
You know what I think?
What do you
Remember
think?
The Rock is the people's champ, right?
I do want to know what you think.
But
Yes.
it feels like the people want Cody Rhodes as champ.
You've also got to remember that The Rock has done whatever The Rock has wanted to do, and everyone around him has said yes for the past 10 to 15 years. Cody is the first man to have dared stand up to The Rock.
Well, listen, the tensions are high. The anticipation has been high all week as we get ready for tonight. WrestleMania 40, we saw Triple H making his way to Gorilla. That's how you know it is about to go down here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. CM Punk, Big E, Wade Barrett, thank you so much for the time. Enjoy the night. With that, thanks for watching the Countdown to WrestleMania presented by Cricket.
The biggest tag team match in the history of professional wrestling. The Rock and Roman Reigns will end your story